morning students, welcome to Alchemy online classes. Today we are going to see chapter number 3 from history textbook. The name of the chapter is From Gathering to Growing Food. Okay, in this chapter we are going to see how these people have started gathering the food, how they started growing the food, all these things in detail. So shall we begin the lesson? Gathering to growing food. Varieties of food. We already know, students, that fruits, vegetables, grains, all these things are coming from plants. After growing plants, people came to know that how important plants and trees are in our life. And after that, we came to know that even animals are also very useful, because from animal we are getting milk and meat. So the beginning of the farming and herding, when this procedure has started, let us see now. Men, women and children probably observed several things. The places where edible plants were found, how seeds broke off, fell down on the ground, and a new plants sprouted from them. Perhaps they begin looking after plants, protecting them from birds and animals. In this way, people become farmers. Okay, so what happened? Basically, the people in those days, they started observing the plants, how the plants are growing, what is the procedure of taking care of those plants, then how this seeds are falling down on the ground, and after that the new plant is growing out from that seed. All these things has been observed by those people. After that, what happened? They started protecting those plants from birds and animals. In this way, the farmers started this work. Okay, so after that, what happened? The first animal which they started keeping with them was a wild ancestor, the dog. Clear? They started keeping the dog with them. Later, people encouraged animals that were relatively gentle to come near the camps where they lived. After keeping dog, they have started rearing animals such as sheep, goat, cattle, and also pigs. They lived in a herds, and most of them ate grass. Often people protected these animals from attacks by other wild animals. Okay, after that, what happened? Amongst animals, those are relatively gentle are selected for breeding. As a result, gradually domesticated animals and plants become different from wild animals. They came to know that yes, these are very harmful, because wild animals, they are not so good and friendly to human beings. They came to know that yes, this is a wild animal, this is a domestic animal, so we can domesticate those animals. In this way, they came to know about wild animals and domestic animals. Clear? They started keeping those animals which are protecting themselves. Clear? A new way of life. If you plant a seed, you will notice that it takes some time to grow. This may be for several days, weeks, months, and in some cases years. When people grow plants, it means that they have stay in the same place for a long time looking after plants. Yes, it is normal. It is a very normal thing that when we are sowing a seed, it takes a lot of time to come out. It takes several days, weeks, or months. In some cases, it takes years to grow up. For that, human being has to take care. How they can take care? They have to stay there for a longer period of time. Then what they have to do? They have to continuously water the plant so that the plant grows up nicely. As grain had to be stored for both food and seed, people had to think of the ways of storing it. What the people used to do? They started storing in two types. First is as a food they have to store, and second thing as a seed. If they are storing in form of seed, that can be utilized for next year. So in this way, they are storing in two ways. First is as a food and second is as a seed. Clear? After that, what happened? In many areas, they began making large clay pots for baskets or dug pits into the ground. That means what happened here? The people, they have started storing. How they started? They had made a large clay pots. Not if they are not able to make the large big pot, so what they used to do, they used to wove a basket of wooden. Clear? They used to store in that, or else they used to dig a pit inside the ground so they can store it in that pit. Okay, now let us move on further. Storing animals. Now how they started storing animals? Because rearing animals we have heard. Storing animal, how they have started storing these animals, let us see. They provide milk, which is an important source of food, and meat whenever required. Okay, we agree with the sentence that milk and meat, these are specially coming from where? They are coming from animals. Clear? So they started rearing the animals. So rearing those animals are representing as store of food, because they are also storing this food. How they are storing? By taking care of those animals. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. Now next topic, finding out about the first farmers and herders. The most important one are in the northwestern, in present day Kashmir, and in the east and south India. See, most probably what evidence the archaeologists have got, that is from present day, it is called Kashmir. Clear? So from that place, archaeologists came to know that yes, they were farmers and they were herders. Clear? Let us see point number 2. To find out whether these sites were settlements of farmers and herders, scientists study evidence of plants and animal bones. One of the most exciting finds remain of burnt grains. So the the archaeologist came to know about the place is that they came to know that there was a settlement of farmers and herders, and even there is a scientific evidence. They found the animals' bones over there, as well as they have seen burnt grains. Those grains may be burned because of accidentally, or by willingly they have burned because they may get spoiled. So in this way they came to know that yes, there was a settlement of farmers in those days. So we know that number of crops were grown in different part of subcontinents. Okay. As you can see this table here, one table in this table you can see that grains and bones, and in this side you can see sites. These are the grains and the bones of animals, but at which places they have found, archaeologists, they came to know that yes, these are the grains and bones found in this site. Clear? I hope this is clear to you. Just visit, go and have a look on page number 25 in NCERT textbook. Next one is towards a settled life. Archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at Burzamo. See, it is a place where Burzamo, where people, archaeologists came to know that people used to live over there, and they have constructed huts and houses. Which type of houses? Let us see. People built pit houses which were dug into the ground with a step leading them. So what they used to do, they used to dug a pit inside the ground which is specially used for cold weather. Clear? When it is too much of cold, even animals, they also dug and they just go inside the ground and they'll just go for a sleep. In the same way, human beings have also started digging the pits, and they were having steps in each from which they can move up and down. Not only this, they also found two cooking heaters. One is inside and the other one is outside the hut. This they might be using when it is too much of cold. They used to cook inside the pit. If it is too much of a hot climate, then they used to cook outside the hut. So in this way we came to know that these people were also protecting themselves by constructing pit houses. Clear? Draw a pit house. Stone tools have been found from many sites as well. Even stone tools, as we know, in those days the metallic tools were not available. They have started stone tools as their main tool. Clear? These tools includes that were polished, given a fine cutting. So the stones which we think it is useless, but in those days they used to select the best one and they used to cut it nicely, and edges and have been edges were made so sharp that it can be used for hunting. Even they used to make mortars, which was used for grinding grains and other plant products. Clear? They used to make big mortars, which is used, two big mortars with the help of stones, which is used for grinding. Clear? Some tools were also made up of bones. Okay, even the bones of animals were also used for hunting as a tool. Many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. Even in those days they used to make pots, and those earthen pots were decorated nicely. These were used for storing grains, especially grains such as rice and wheat, barley and all. Clear? They also begin to weave the cloth, and that is from cotton. And even we are growing cotton, and we are also weaving those cotton. Clear? Next, last one is, in some cases people tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. What they used to do, they used to do this kind of activities. In short, it is their occupation. Clear? So this is their work, this is their occupation, which they used to do according to the season. Okay? As you can see, this type of earthen pots were made, which is used for storing grains. Even this kind of pots were used for cooking. I hope the content is clear to you. For extra reference, please visit Extra Mark app, Diksha app, where you can get the whole topic. Thank you for the day. Take care.